Danny, great to see you. Thanks very much for joining us just after the match here. A 2-1 defeat. I know you asked for a reaction from your players after last week at Gateshead. What did you make of the performance first off?
Well, it was certainly better than it was last Saturday. We've just had that exact same conversation in the dressing room. Was it good enough? In spells, no. 2 very cheap goals, and we talked about the runners. We talked about that off the field, and we didn't really. Well, up until the 42nd minute, we looked quite comfortable, to be fair. Although they had a lot of possession, we did look quite comfortable. But look, at the end of the day, was it better than last week? Yes. Was it good enough today? No. And then the message has been quite simple. We just need to be, if we can improve the same amount as we did from last Saturday today to Tuesday, then we know the results will start coming.
Obviously, we go credit to Barnet. They're a good side. They're the bookies' favourite for this division. But you want more from your side, despite how good the opposition might be.
Yeah, look, we've had a tough start. It has been a tough start. You've had Gateshead, arguably the best footballing side in the league last year, and would be disappointed not to go up. They won the trophy, and then you're playing the team that comes second. And as you mentioned, they're the bookies' favourites to win the league. So it's been hard. Last week was absolutely unrecognisable of any team I want to put out. This week, there were spells in the game where we're thinking, right, OK, we're causing them some problems. But look, like you said, they're a very good side, and we've only played 2 games. So, like the messages in the dressing room, everyone just needs to calm down, OK? Let's get ourselves back on the training pitch. Let's get working for Yeovil, and we'll take the positives out of today that we had, and then we'll look at the negatives and address them accordingly.
I guess that is your job, isn't it? Because everyone outside might react in a certain way and see the results and feel a bit down in the mouth. But it's the first month of the season, and results tend to not settle down until afterwards, I would have said.
Yeah, and let's be honest. We've all been we're all fans. We've all got a team to support, and I'd love to go and watch them every week and watch them win every week. But the reality isn't that. And my general message this week to all the staff and all the players, it has to improve from last Saturday. And we have improved. We were better today than we were last Saturday. Like I said to you, at the end of the day, there's been elements of today's game where we weren't good enough, and they punished us. And that's why they'll probably be up there or thereabouts at the end of the season. It's our job now to work on those things, ensure they don't happen again, or at least happen less often, and keep the confidence in the group, because it's a good squad of players. It's a good squad of players. People would have seen that in pre-season. And I think from our perspective, again, it's just that reiterate to everyone, look, just calm down, and we'll deal with the issues we've got, because we've got some issues we've got to deal with. That's not a problem. And we'll focus on some of the positives, because actually there were spells in the second half where actually we looked like we're going to get something out of the game. The second goal obviously was a big sucker punch, because we started to get a foothold. But look, that's life, and that's why they will be where they are, because they can punish you like that. So my message to everyone is, let's just stick with the lads. Let's relax. And obviously, if we haven't got a win on the board come the end of September, October, then we are in trouble, aren't we?
I know you said after the Gateshead game that, I would say, rethink. I can't remember exactly how you put it, but you made changes today. Did those work for you? How effective were they?
Yeah, always been big on training effort, levels of standards in training, and so that's why Franklin came in today. His reaction from being left out of the squad last Saturday was phenomenal, and he deserved his start. And I thought he did well today, but considering he's come straight into the team, having not been in it from last week. And then obviously we had a couple of injuries this week in training, which probably changed what was the expected starting 11 today. But that's what the squad's got to deal with. That's why you have a squad of players to deal with it. But look, we tried to make some changes, tried to change things around a little bit, and we wanted a reaction, and we got one. And same with the players that come on the pitch to finish the game. They tried to influence the game and tried to get us going, and I full credit to them. And I think Barnet will understand that they knew they were in a game towards the end, as opposed to the team just going out with a whimper.
Yeah, I suppose that goal back just a bit too late in injury time, wasn't it, from the penalty from Polian?
Yeah, and yes and no. I mean, there's still 3 or 4 minutes left, and obviously we'd have wanted it to have been earlier, so we had more time on the board. But we then gave some stupid free kicks away, which obviously killed the momentum of the game. And apparently there's a new rule now that you can take as long as you want from a throw-in, and it doesn't count towards any injury time. That was brand new to me, so I look forward to reading that in the rule book, because that's what was explained to me on the side of the pitch. So, but look, we would do the same if it was the other way around. So that's not a criticism of Barnet. That's probably a management of the game from the officials' perspective. But we'll have that conversation.
And from an official's perspective, one of your staff was sent off towards the end of the game as well. Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, I mean, look, he shouldn't have said what he said, and red card, probably a bit harsh, to be honest. Should he have been booked maybe a yellow card? Probably. That's what I thought he was coming over to do. I thought it was going to be a yellow card. But I'm not going to get into that because I'll probably end up getting myself into trouble.
Appreciate that. Yeovil Town on Tuesday. This is a tough start, isn't it? I mean, we're looking from outside and saying these first 3 games look pretty difficult on paper, and with the travelling as well you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the fixtures haven't been kind to us all season. If you look at some of the back-to-back away games we've got Saturday, Tuesday, it's like, wow, okay, someone really didn't like us in that draw, however that's made. But look, it's a tough league, and it is what it is, and we have to deal with that. And we have to take that on the chin. And I've just said to the lads in there, regardless of whether you're at the top of the league, bottom of the league, middle of the table, every week's a fight. And we just have to keep fighting because we know the quality's in the dressing room and that will come through. We have to stand up and just fight. And when the fans leave the stadiums, whether that's travelling up to Gateshead, we didn't allow them to leave the stadium thinking they were proud of what we've put on the pitch. Today, was it fantastic? No. But there should be a little bit more pride in what we've tried to do today against, as you said, one of the teams that's probably favourites to win the league.
And we saw supporters up on their feet applauding the players they went round. Players obviously exhausted and disappointed as well. I think they were very warm in response to that, the fans.
Yeah, and look, it's not about not criticising us, because at the end of the day, if we don't do things properly, or someone's not running properly, or myself, we get something wrong, then it's football, you get criticised. But I think it's about we stick together. That's what we need to do. We're a club that survived on the last day of the season last year. I think that is the reality check for us. We were never going to go from a team that's survived on the last day to a team that's going to be favourites to win the league. That was never going to happen. We need to keep working hard on the training pitch. We need to stay together as a group of players, as a group of staff, as a club, and obviously within that comes the supporters. We just stick together, and our main focus, and it always has been, we need to be better than we were last year.
We wish you very well on Tuesday and for the rest of the season, Danny. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, top man.